Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Super Grapple Bros podcast about two brothers who are former WWE employees that enjoy the wrestling, that thing where you grapple, and the video games, those things where you play with a controller or a keyboard and mouse, as I like to do more recently, because I've kind of become a little more PC master race over console. Anyway, this is our Fastlane predictions episode. Welcome to the Fastlane to WrestleMania. We've got a quick show. We're going to try and run through everything very quickly, very fast, if you would, very apropos, very fitting of the pay-per-view we're about to predict as this baby goes back on the line and I get a chance to win it back. Unfortunately, I'm in between shifts for the Paralympics, so we got to make this quick because I got work I got to do really soon.
And I'm tired.
I'm very tired too. I actually just took a 5-hour energy a little while ago, which is why I'm a little more peppy than I was about 10 minutes ago.
Let's get started.
Okay, so let's get started, everybody. We have got tomorrow. Tomorrow night is Fastlane, and it feels like just yesterday we had ourselves. God, why am I forgetting the? Was it Elimination Chamber?
Mm-hmm. That's because it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was.
And then WrestleMania
it feels
is a
like
month from now.
I know. It feels like but it almost feels as if like it was last Sunday that we had Elimination Chamber. Like I'm still coming down from Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got ourselves a match card that we've got to break down. Mm-hmm. Break it down. Not in the DX kind of way. We got to break it down. Do some predictions. Let's go ahead and we're going to get right to it. For those of you who don't know, this is a SmackDown only pay-per-view. It might be the final SmackDown only pay-per-view.
It might be, I'm not sure.
Since it is being heavily believed that we're going to get joint pay-per-views after WrestleMania going forward for the two brands.
At some point after WrestleMania. Not exactly sure when, but at some point after it, they're saying.
But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. The first match of the show, at least as listed on the match card that we are looking at, is Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Swagsuke. And you have champion's advantage.
Shinsuke.
So you get to go first.
Shinsuke.
You sure? You sure?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
But happy Rusev Day.
I would like...
Happy Rusev Day, everybody. Happy
I'm
Rusev
gonna
Day.
say, I would like Rusev to win, but I think Shinsuke is going to win, so I'm voting for Shinsuke.
Oh, big stupid. As much as I would like to pick opposite you so I have a chance at winning this championship, there is no way Shinsuke Nakamura is losing this match, given the fact that he is the Royal Rumble winner going into a title match at WrestleMania.
Yep.
As much as I love Rusev is not going to win this match. So I also pick Shinsuke Nakamura. And Big Stupid agrees with us, says that we're right. The Backlash will start the new dual-branded pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. So.
Following match is Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya.
Little tag team ladies action.
Which I have not been following that much, but I'm going to go with Becky Lynch and Naomi.
I feel like we might have a lot of the same predictions here going forward. So I almost feel like I got to be a contrarian here. And I want to say Becky Lynch and Naomi, especially since I wouldn't be surprised if the championship match we get
a cash in
at WrestleMania is going to be Becky Lynch versus Charlotte with a potential cash in on Carmella, whether she does it ahead of time or during.
I feel like when that match is over at the pay-per-view, that Carmella is cashing in. I feel like they've been waiting for WrestleMania to do it.
Yeah. But just because I got to try and win this championship from you, and we can't have the same predictions. And this is probably the closest to a toss-up match we've got on the entire card, I think. Well, maybe the U.S. Championship match and the WWE Championship match might be toss-ups. But anyway, I think I'm going to go with Natty and Carmella, even though I believe Becky and Naomi are going to win. My prediction is going to be Natty and Carmella. Nice hairdo.
Yeah, thanks. Big Stupid was commenting on it. It's because I came right here from work, and it was a pain.
He did. He came here from work. He brought pizzas for dinner. We ate some pizzas, and I was like, hey, guess what? I have work stuff to do in like 2 hours, and then an hour and a half from then, I have my second part of my split shift. So if we want to do the podcast, we got to do it now. And he was like, okay.
Let's do it. Speaking of this podcast, let's continue on. Next, because you made your prediction, right?
Yes, I did. Natty and Carmella.
All right. The next match that is at least on this card is Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton for the United States Championship. I'm going with Bobby Roode.
Alrighty. I feel like this is also a toss up. From what you were telling me about the United States Championship situation, because I'm in Paralympics mode. I'm still recovering from Olympics mode, so I haven't been able to be too focused like on wrestling again.
Oh well, I'm just gonna let you know I have not watched SmackDown
But you
in a
you
long time.
told me what's going on. You know what's you know what's going on.
Vaguely.
Like you say that Jinder's in the mix. He's probably going to be involved in the United States Championship. But I think what's going to happen is it's going to be a triple threat match: Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. Because you got to give Randy Orton something to do at WrestleMania.
Honestly, that's what I thought it was going to be at this pay-per-view.
Yeah, because you don't want to do Randy Orton versus John Cena, even though big match John still needs a big match. You've done John versus Randy enough. Like people didn't like it the last time. I don't think you could do Randy versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn or something like that, or versus Baron Corbin. So I think what's going to happen is I've been also hearing that apparently the announcer's been talking about the fact that Randy's never won the United States Championship.
Well, it's
so
true.
And Randy's one of their bigger guys, and if he's not going to have one of the main titles or be involved in the main event championship match, I could see them giving him the United States Championship from now until WrestleMania, just so that way they can tick that box off his resume. And then I wouldn't be surprised if he loses it at WrestleMania or at Backlash, just so that way they can have one of their top stars, a future Hall of Famer, walking in to WrestleMania with the United States Championship. And Bobby Roode still gets the rub of being in that match with Randy Orton for a mid-card championship, potentially winning. I would like to see Bobby Roode come in as United States champion, but because you picked Bobby Roode, and because there is logic towards Randy Orton winning and walking in WrestleMania as U.S. champion, I'm picking Randy Orton.
Yeah, I have a feeling that a lot of these matches I may get wrong just because I have no idea what's going on, and I'm very tired.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, match after that is the Usos versus the New Day for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. I'm going with the Usos.
Same here. Do you have any reasoning before I talk about it?
Just because they've been super dominant and they've been really building up all this frustration with Benjamin and Gable about not getting fair shots at the titles and everything. And I feel like because part of it has to do with the Usos and what's been going on with them, I feel like they're saving Usos versus Benjamin and Gable for Mania, if not like a multi-team match for the titles at Mania.
Yeah.
And I think they're letting the Usos come into Mania with the titles.
I feel like the Usos are the best tag team you have, period, right now. They've been on another level since they've turned heel and won those championships from the New Day. You have to stick with them, keep the championships on them going into WrestleMania. Will the New Day be involved in the SmackDown Tag Title match?
Possibly.
Maybe. Possibly. I could also do something that I believe you had mentioned and discussed earlier. Put them in the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and all three of them are the last three guys left, and they declare themselves collectively the winners.
Yeah. Although I'm hoping that we get someone else to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but
I mean, yeah. I also would not be fine with New Day going in to WrestleMania. Say they're in this title match, and they're not the champs, and then they are the champs because they were like the hosts of WrestleMania last year and were not involved in an actual real match. Yeah. They didn't compete. So it'd be great to see them actually like compete in a title match and maybe win a title match, championship match at WrestleMania. Because if you remember correctly, like I said, last year they were the hosts. The year before that, they lost their match. And the Legends came out and beat up the League of Nations. Yep. So I would like to see the New Day come in as not champs and then win another championship. But regardless, Usos are going into WrestleMania as the champs. They're my picks.
All right, next match. We've got Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott for the WWE SmackDown Live Women's Championship. And I'm going with Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, just like the Usos, you're not taking Charlotte Flair, who is next to Alexa Bliss and Asuka and Sasha Banks. They're all on Raw. Whereas Charlotte, SmackDown. Charlotte is your hands down best women's wrestler, if not in the company, by far on SmackDown Live. And that's not to knock Becky Lynch. I know Becky Lynch is really good. I love Becky Lynch, but Charlotte Flair has more momentum. I feel like she's been doing more, and she's more of the complete package right now. She's firing on all cylinders. You do not give this championship to Ruby Riott, who is a great wrestler. I feel like she will be a future women's champion one day. But just not yet. And it's cool that she's getting a championship match, but there's no way you're not sending Charlotte Flair into WrestleMania without the SmackDown Women's Championship. So yeah, I agree, Charlotte.
Yeah. One other thing that it just reminded me of, you talking about her with the title and everything, that furthers me thinking that Rude and Charlotte are going to hold onto their titles is because they're a tag team in the Mixed Match Challenge. And so they've been coming out with their robes, with their titles, and all that, and I think they're going to keep that going for now. But anyway, final match is the 6-pack challenge for the WWE Championship. AJ Styles, Mr. I got a ticket at the last minute to be in this match, John Cena, versus Kevin Owens, versus Sami Zayn, versus Baron Corbin, versus Dolph Ziggler. And before you say anything, I'm going to preface that with not saying that John Cena doesn't deserve in the match, just that's basically the storyline of, hey, I want to be in this match. Okay, win this match.
It's
okay,
basically like
and he's in the match.
It's basically John Cena being like, I need a match at WrestleMania. I'm going to go for this title so I can have a title to go into WrestleMania.
And everyone's like, God damn it. But, yeah, I'm going to be going with, what's it called? AJ Styles retaining.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are saying that, that apparently SmackDown, is not selling a lot of tickets, and they're blaming that on AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, and there's rumors that they want to put that there are people pushing to put the championship on John Cena so they can turn that into a triple threat. We've talked about that before. However, as much as we've got 2 disagreements on matches already, so I don't really have to be too much of the contrarian. And in my gut, I don't feel like John Cena's winning this match, so I don't want to go against my gut. I could say John Cena, but I'm not going to. I think this is part of a greater plan for John Cena for WrestleMania. It's part of his character development towards his match at WrestleMania, where he's desperately looking for every single possible way to find a match at WrestleMania. And then after he loses this match, he's going to be distraught, almost feeling like he's going to give up. And then somebody, maybe it's The Undertaker, maybe it's some other legend that we're not thinking of, who's going to come back for one more match or something. Or maybe it's somebody on the main roster who just decides to beat Cena up. I feel like Cena's going to get a match at like the last minute when he feels like all hope is gone.
See, here's one thing that I find funny. They're going through all this. So Cena's trying to find a match for WrestleMania. You know what he could easily do? Mm-hmm. He could look across the dinner table and say, hey, Daniel, think I could get a match at WrestleMania? Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't SmackDown want John Cena in a match of theirs at WrestleMania?
I mean, who knows? I mean, there could be plenty of ways that you can play this out. If John Cena loses and he's desperate enough, you could have him pick a fight with Shane McMahon, get into a match with Shane, which I would love to see Shane versus John. You could have, I mean, there's rumors that they might be doing stuff with Braun, as far as they might have him battling against
Braun. I was saying I would not mind seeing John Cena battle against Braun at Mania.
Yeah. I said there are rumors that Braun might battle Miz. There are rumors that he might have a match with Elias. He might end up in the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But I could see John Cena versus Braun Strowman being a huge match.
I just want to point out, I believe it was this week they announced that at WrestleMania Miz will defend his Intercontinental Championship.
Oh yeah, against Rollins and Balor. Yeah. So yeah, there were talks about Elias Sampson, but you know what? No offense to Elias, because Elias is good. I love his shtick. I love his gimmick, but he's not quite there where Braun is. And I feel like Braun needs, in order to further his status, he needs a top level opponent. Yeah. And who do you give? Who can you give him? You can give him John Cena. That would be a great match. Mm-hmm. You can have John come on Raw. Maybe he's asking people for matches, and Braun gets all pissed off, and he's like, I don't have a match.
Can I have a match?
Yeah, exactly. Change. But Braun's like, I don't have a match, but I'm going to beat people into having a match. Just beats the crap out of John Cena. There you go. You're off to the races.
Yeah. Or he could, something they probably won't do, but another thing they could do, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But yeah, anyway, long story short, I'm agreeing with you. I'm going to take AJ Styles. I don't think John Cena's going to win this match, despite the rumors.
And, although they made a thing this last week on SmackDown where I think they're having a match with everyone except AJ Styles or something like that. And the match ended with Sami Zayn hitting Kevin Owens with a surprise haluva kick and then pinning him or whatever. Which I think they're trying to tease they might start fighting again. I'm hoping that, as I said before, the tag titles at Mania might be some kind of multi-team match. because I would not mind seeing, if not at the next Mania, but at some pay-per-view, seeing Owens and Zayn as a tag team facing for the tag team championship at some point.
Yeah.
And Corbin and Ziggler, they could just continue fighting each other or something. Or be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why. I think all four of the men, sans John Cena, I think the men who who are in this championship match are all gonna end up in the Memorial Battle Royal. I think they'll tease Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin breaking up a little bit more. I think it's just designed to build tension in the Memorial Battle Royal.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's what I meant. What did I say?
Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin.
Nope. Yeah. And I think that's just what's gonna happen, and it's just a matter of like there's so many superstars now that there's like not enough room. Like we all remember how long WrestleMania was last year. It felt like it went on forever.
It lasted for about 8 hours.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be 7, and it went for about 8.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's our final picks. So
right time management, WWE.
Yeah. So going over the final predictions for the match card. We both have Shinsuke Nakamura over Rusev. You have Becky Lynch and Naomi. I have Natalya and Carmella in that tag match. You have Bobby Roode. I have Randy Orton in the United States Championship match. We both have the Usos over the New Day. We both have Charlotte over Ruby Riott, and we both have AJ Styles winning the WWE, retaining the WWE Championship. We'll get to that in a second. I saw that Big Stupid was saying was talking about some reports. You want to go into those? He's saying that apparently Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos possibly reported.
That, but I hope not. And
if they're involved,
hope they do because I love Luke Harper and he deserves to be on Mania.
If they're going to be involved, I feel like they would be part of a multi-man. I don't think a month's time is enough time to turn the Usos face against the Bludgeon Brothers, because you can't turn the Bludgeon Brothers face against the Usos. I don't think.
Have to turn them face. It could just be a thing of, well, we're here to take the tag titles, and the Usos are like, well, crap.
Yeah, I still feel like you need the New Day and or Gable and Benjamin
which is why
involved.
I'm saying
in that
I could
match.
see it being a multi-man match. But I'm saying that one could still work because the way the characters are and everything. It's two big giant guys, heel or face. You got two giant guys looking to come and squash two smaller guys. That's all the story you need.
Yeah. And then apparently the plan is Charlotte versus Asuka and now Bliss versus Nia Jax. He's reporting. That could happen. I mean, Charlotte versus Asuka would be amazing, even though I wouldn't want to see Charlotte lose the championship, even if it's to Asuka. That also kind of kills, though, the idea of Asuka winning the women's championship and holding it for a year and then having Asuka versus Ronda.
And on top of that, that kind of either will kill Asuka with her streak or kill Carmella with cashing in the first ever women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah. And, I mean, not that Bliss and Nia versus Nia wouldn't be good. That would be an awesome match. And Charlotte versus Asuka would be good. But I feel like with the stuff that's in place right now, I feel like it wouldn't be the right way to go about executing things.
Especially since they've been teasing for a while Alexa versus Asuka now.
Yeah. And Bowling Dude, you missed pretty much all of our predictions, but you didn't hear us talk about our predictions, but you heard us state them all over again. Mm-hmm. And what's this Big Steve was saying? I know you were reading this. What's he saying?
Apparently Vince is worried that Lesnar might tank the match versus Reigns, and Reigns is still under that PED report by that guy who claimed he sold them to Reigns, so they're holding Strowman off until they feel stronger about the main event. Yeah, I know they are. So in case things go south and Reigns gets suspended right before WrestleMania, they have Strowman ready to go against Lesnar if possible. Yeah.
Or potentially vacating the title from Lesnar and having it be Strowman versus Reigns, with Strowman going over since Reigns would be at risk of being suspended at any given moment.
Yeah.
I've heard reports about that. I'm just not sure if that's 100% accurate or true yet.
Yeah.
And also, WWE has a tendency to not give a crap about that kind of stuff until it comes out and it's official and they have to hand the suspension, and then they'll just vacate the championship or just have Reigns lose on a Raw and then they'll announce the suspension.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. And Big Stupid saying, I don't like that it's just what's out there, and they would have Carmella cash in and end her streak.
Yeah,
I don't like that. We should throw Kane in the match, because that always goes well. No offense to Kane, but God, I did not like that Royal Rumble main event.
Kane, I'm a big fan I've loved your work since I was a kid. Please focus on being a mayor now.
Oh, that's a little too harsh. That's a little too harsh.
Well, I'm saying to throw him in now.
Yeah, but you know what you sound like? You sound like those people who chant "Please retire" to Big Show at
Well, I don't want Kane
Raws
to
and stuff.
retire. I'm saying if he doesn't have a spot right now, at this point, he shouldn't be trying to get into Mania. He should focus on his mayoral campaign, and then after Mania, jump back in.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't think Carmella would cash in and end Asuka's streak. I think that would be a horrible way to end her streak, and that will just piss people off.
Yep.
And I don't think it would be a thing where it would piss people, give Carmella heat. It would get fans pissed off at the booking and just not want to care about Carmella.
But then again, this is SmackDown Live we're talking about at this point, which has not been doing that good. I just want to point out, I saw someone the other day make a tweet about Road Dogg, who's the head writer for SmackDown, and pretty much every single comment to that tweet was people saying something nasty about Road Dogg with his booking of SmackDown, showing pictures of half-empty arenas with the hashtag Fire Road Dogg.
Wow, that's mean. Brian James is a nice man.
He's a good guy.
He's a good, hardworking man.
He is.
That is
But
mean.
I'm just gonna point out, like, I like him, but I haven't been watching SmackDown mostly because of the fact that I have not been interested in it. It's not interesting.
Well, I think it's a whole residual. I feel like people are still reeling and haven't come back to the show since they tried the Jinder Mahal experiment. The
Well,
show
not
was
even
going
that,
well
'cause
until Jinder, like the whole Jinder title reign.
I don't know. It just feels like a lot of this stuff is just kind of like, well, what can we throw together for the next pay-per-view? As opposed to having things planned out. I mean, it's at a point where I'm finding what they're doing on 205 Live more interesting and more intriguing, and I'm watching that over SmackDown.
I don't know. We'll see.
But
I feel like
205 Live's been killing it, by the way.
Yeah, Bowling Dude, I feel like if Carmella's gonna cash in, it's going to be on Charlotte, and she's gonna take the title from Charlotte. I think if it's Charlotte versus Becky, Becky isn't winning. I feel like Charlotte's gonna win, and Carmella's gonna come in, cash in, take the title off of Charlotte.
It's possible.
I feel like Becky is still a little ways away from winning her first women's championship. It's gonna happen, just not yet.
Yeah.
And she's still the only horsewoman yet to win a women's championship.
Wait. Did you? I kind of zoned out there for a minute. I thought you were talking about Carmella. Did you say that Becky hasn't won a title yet?
A women's championship yet?
She was the first SmackDown.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Champion.
I'm an idiot. That's right. I forgot.
No, it's okay. Like I said,
that was so long ago. To be honest, that was almost 2 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So I apologize for that. It's only that was like her. Did she have one reign, or did she win it again when she was feuding with Natty? Did Natty win it and then she won it back, or did she only held it once?
I don't even remember. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Apologies, I was wrong, but still, I just feel like Becky right now. Like, I feel like when you match the two of them up, I feel like just Charlotte is more of the moneymaker in the complete package, and you keep the championship on her, and then Carmella beats her, and then you have Charlotte versus Carmella. I feel like yeah, just now is not a good, almost the same. Becky's almost in a very similar situation with Bayley, I feel right now, where it's like, I know they're good, and I'd love to see them win the championship, but I feel like their characters just are not in the right place to get that push yet at the moment.
But anyway, that about does it for Fastlane. A couple other things I want to just point out.
Sure, go ahead.
Updated.
Hit me with that. With them updates.
Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Mm-hmm.
We had our first match. It was Authors of Pain versus TM61. And WWE sided with the team that they have not been giving video packages to recently. They had AOP go over TM61, which to me, it's you're putting all the time and everything into TM61, and then you don't have them go over in even the first round. Okay. That upsets me. Next week, we're getting Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole for the UK Championship, which should be absolutely amazing. It was announced by William Regal during the tapings that we are getting a new NXT Championship, the NXT North American
title,
which will be decided in a 6-man ladder match at TakeOver New Orleans.
It's funny because I was always wondering like when NXT was going to get their mid-card championship, like their equivalent of the United States or Intercontinental Championship, and I never felt like because each show was an hour long that like they really didn't need it, especially with the UK title floating around there. But I guess
it's not a bad thing.
I guess they're getting a big enough roster where they need it. It also makes me think like, do you think that maybe now they're going to add another championship and they've got their roster keeps expanding? Do you think they will eventually expand NXT to a 2-hour show?
They might, because everything that they're saying for this takeover is making me think that it's going to be a freaking 3-hour show as opposed to a regular 2-hour. But yeah, that match is going to feature, remembering everyone correctly, EC3, Ricochet.
Well, no, all their takeovers are 3 hours, aren't they? Starts at 8, ends at 11?
No. Starts at 8, ends at 10.
I could have sworn they all went for the full 3 hours.
No, there are only 5 matches and it goes for 2 hours. That's what most of them are. And the event itself, when you see it live, is 3 hours because they do the 1 hour for the next week's show. But the actual, what they show on the network is 2 hours. Some of them have been pushing a little over 2 hours, but they're not 3 hours yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, in the match, looks like you're getting EC3, Ricochet, Adam Cole, Killian Dane, Velveteen Dream, and why am I blanking on the last person?
EC3 Ricochet.
I said those two.
You said EC3 Ricochet,
Adam Cole,
Killian Dane, Velveteen Dream,
and someone else I'll remember later.
No, it's not Andrade. It's not Ciampa or Gargano. Eric
Lars
Young?
Sullivan.
Lars Sullivan. There it is.
There we go. All right. But yeah. So there's that, and then with 205 Live, they have...
Before we get over to 205 Live real quick, I just want to ask you, because I know you're a fan of it. What are your thoughts on the fact that they created a new North American Championship as opposed to just bringing back the old European Championship? Logistically, it doesn't make sense because NXT rarely if ever competes in Europe. But just for nostalgia's sake, to bring back that championship, because they never really had matches in Europe back in the Attitude Era anyway. Frequently,
I'm gonna say I'm okay with it for a couple reasons. One is because of the fact of that was the WWE European Championship, so this is the NXT North American Championship, so it's like a different level kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And the second thing I'll get to in a minute, which is the fact of, as I was saying, with 205 Live, they've continued the tournament a little bit. You had Drew Gulak beat Mark Andrews in the tournament to advance, and Mustafa Ali beat Buddy Murphy in a match, which was phenomenal. Buddy Murphy is amazing at everything he does in the ring. So the final 4 leading up, heading towards WrestleMania are Cedric Alexander versus Roddy Strong on one side, and Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak on the other side. And rumor has it that after WrestleMania, they are adding a tag team championship to 205 Live.
So I've heard.
In which, the other part of what I was saying is, with them doing that, I could see them adding a women's championship potentially at some point to 205 Live, and maybe eventually, I'm not saying necessarily, but I'm saying I could see that where they do it like the featherweight championship, and I could also see them bringing something like, I'm talking like years down the road, something like a European championship to 205 Live.
I don't know. They got the UK Championship. I don't feel like they're going to introduce weight classes with the women. I feel like because they want, there's not enough female competitors. I think there's enough female competitors to cover the NXT Championship and the 2 brand championships that we have. Plus, 205 Live is about the cruiserweights. So
down the road, I could see them doing that where they're doing like the female equivalent of the cruiserweights or something.
If by down the road you mean like 10, years, 15, 20 years from now, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. I could see it a very long time away. But I also could see the women getting their own show before that would even happen.
I would probably see that happen, but that also depends on how this revitalized 205 Live does on the network and if it gets ratings. Because I feel like if 205 Live is still going to get ratings, I don't feel like they're going to invest time in creating a women's wrestling show.
This tournament has boosted their ratings a good amount.
Like, is there evidence? Are you just saying that because it's really, really good, or is there like actual like reports with hard numbers?
Reports of people having reports of there being increased viewership in it because of the fact that as the tournament has gone on, people have been tuning into it more and more because last week on 205 Live, it was an hour-long show. There were 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
This week, there were 3 matches.
Mm-hmm.
And these matches are going for longer, and they're really good, so they're starting to draw more people in.
You know what it is? And we're not going to get too far into it. I just want to make this statement because we could probably talk a long time on this subject. I feel like it's just because Triple H took it over, and Triple H knows what current wrestling is,
And he knows
more
how
so
to
than
run-
Vince.
And he also knows how to run a 1-hour show very well.
Yeah.
Example, NXT.
Yeah, like I feel like Triple H gets it as far as modern wrestling, and not that Vince doesn't so much get it, but he's very much still
In his old
still
school
holds it onto like the like stuff from like the Attitude Era or even the Ruthless Aggression Era or even like not so much the 80s as far as far as
new
certain
generation.
things. But yeah, like he's not as like as wrestling has evolved into more of a like less soap opera-y and more like telling a story through the art of wrestling thing, like Triple H understands that and understands that style, which is why NXT has become a has gained a cult following, and it's why why the original Cruiserweight Classic was received so well, and why the 205 Live revamp that's going on is getting positive reception.
And one thing I want to say quickly, Bowling Dude asks, how many championships can one company have? My response is, not enough.
As many as they need.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one of the
I mean,
things
technically-
that made the Attitude Era so good. You had the WWE Championship, you had
The European
Intercontinental Championship, the European, the Tag Team, the Hardcore, the Women's. You had all these different titles.
6 titles.
So it gave people different things to go after.
It all depends. It depends on if you can fit those all into the program and it makes sense. Because I mean, also look at New Japan.
Yeah.
New Japan has the Intercontinental, United States, Heavyweight, Junior Heavyweight, Heavyweight Tag, Junior Heavyweight Tag.
Yeah, the open weight stuff.
Never Open Weight Championship. That's 7 titles.
My thoughts on James Ellsworth's Intergender Championship.
No.
I'm okay with it. I just wish Joey Ryan beat him in the match that they had for it.
Oh God.
Hey, here's something that happened this week.
I mean,
that
hey,
people find interesting.
he won the first ever women's Money in the Bank. So,
Well, one thing I'm going to point out to you, did you know that this week at Bar Wrestling, Hangman Page confronted Joey Ryan and his penis? And in the ring were Matt and Nick Jackson with their cameras, with Cody Rhodes holding a boom mic, filming it for the Being the Elite episode coming up.
can we move on to something else, please?
Fine, I guess so.
Hey, guess what, guys? All In's happening, by the way, and it's got a venue, Chicago, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
It's what the Sears Arena, I think it's called.
Sears Auto Center or whatever.
And people are saying CM Punk might show up because it's in Chicago, and CM Punk hasn't wrestled in a long time, and that's 2 and 2. It's gonna happen.
I'm gonna say this: I could see him showing up and doing like an appearance, like a signing or something, because apparently they might be doing not just a show but also like an event. So I could see him maybe being like, sure, I'll take a few bucks to meet some fans of mine from the local area, but that's about it.
I don't think Punk was. I
don't think
still
he's shown
think.
up, but I'm saying that's the most
I
could
think
say.
I think the time is coming where like old wounds are with regards to that are gonna start healing, but at the same time, CM Punk still wants to have another UFC fight, and he's also the kind of person where I feel like he also wants nothing to do with wrestling still. But I feel like the time is approaching.
Like
maybe.
I said, that's why I said I could
But I don't think it's
potentially
happening
see
at all
like
in.
a signing appearance, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So, anything else in the wrestling world before we transition over to the world of the Vidya games?
not that I can think of.
Okay. So, would you like to start off our... Oh, that wasn't as energetic as usual.
I'm exhausted.
You really are tired.
So our weekly Overwatch news is mostly Overwatch League news. Which...
Just updates on the Overwatch League. Hint, hint, New York Excelsior still owning and dominating.
Mm-hmm. And they actually are currently having a match against the San Francisco Shock. God, I'm so tired. Earlier today we had London versus the Gladiators, and I believe you said the Gladiators
The
won.
Gladiators beat the London Spitfire, which was a shock. The London Spitfire have won 2 straight this week to pull to a 500 record.
And they also got a what's it called? They won the first seed championship.
Yeah.
And then later on tonight we've got the Florida Mayhem versus the Dallas Fuel.
Battle of the bottom of the barrel.
Well,
Dallas
I mean,
Fuel
Shanghai
should win.
isn't in there.
Dallas Fuel should win that. Dallas Fuel's got to go down. They're what, 5-10 right now?
Something like that.
They're the probably the biggest disappointment
for this seed right now. They are 2-3.
Yeah, for that rank, they're 5-10 on the season. They're 2-3 on the whatchamacallit.
No, the whatchamacallit.
Yeah, the God, what are they?
In which quick live update, Excelsior is already
stage.
up on San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Big Stupid is claiming that NHL is starting an esports league. I think that was that announced back in the fall?
Something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
5 hours ago. Yeah, this spring. It begins this spring in Europe and North America. I think I've heard something about, or no, that's a Premier League thing I was thinking.
Yeah.
I know that the Premier League has a esports tournament that's going to come up next year or something like that, or the MLS, where it's the MLS actually, I think, where one pro player will represent like each team.
Yeah, I've heard about that. And they'll get their own team jersey and everything.
All right, let's pick this up. NHL's well, actually, are we all done with Overwatch?
We're all done with that.
Okay, quick Overwatch thing this week.
Yeah.
So the NHL's first esports championship begins this spring in Europe and North America. Finalists will divide a $100,000 prize pool, and the winner goes to the NHL Awards in Las Vegas. That's cool. 2018 NHL Gaming World Championships. The National Hockey League will stage its first officially branded, this is from Polygon, by the way, esports championship beginning this month, offering a $100,000 in cash awards and other prizes to 24 challengers who prove themselves the best at EA Sports NHL 18 over the next month. That's cool. I used to be a hardcore in NHL 18, or the NHL franchise. Qualifying in 3 different regions, US, Canada, and Europe. Will get underway in single elimination online tournaments beginning Saturday, March 24th. From there, each region will seed 8 players who compete live in studios in their area in May. So in May, we'll have a Canadian, US, and European tournament to determine who's going to go on to the finals. Yeah, finalists who emerge from that round will go on to the Luxor Hotels Esports Arena in Las Vegas for a round-robin tournament final on Tuesday, June 19th. The winner gets a trophy, a big chunk of the prize pool, and goes to the 2018 NHL Awards, which should be happening around that time, I think, or the NHL Awards in July. I can't remember. The date for that, the date for that is now yet to be announced. It follows the conclusion of the Stanley Cup playoffs, which always happens in mid-June. He has no. Don't give him ideas. Stop. Don't stop it. Stop it. Stop with the belt stuff. But yeah, that's all the info on that. That sounds really cool. That'll be interesting. I might even watch that since I, used to play NHL hardcore like. Other news, we've got a couple of announcements. We're going to close out with the longer one. Let's do the quicker one. I'll let you touch on that. What happened? I think there's this company where they have a relatively new console, and one of their long-standing franchises, I think, is doing a thing.
Should we do an interpretive dance to explain the title of this game?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to do that.
Fine.
Uh-huh.
So this game that was announced, it's coming out for the Nintendo Switch, is the Super Smash Brothers.
Nope. I saw you gripping the belt like that. I knew that was coming. Don't. Just put that away. Put the belt away.
It.
Yeah, I don't trust
Ric
you.
Flair.
I don't trust you.
Woo!
Doesn't Bobby Roode hold the title like that sometimes too?
I think so.
Yeah.
I know
he wears the robes. He likes the Ric Flair
I don't blame him.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, off topic. Yeah. So we finally know that in a Nintendo Direct that's not E3, the Super Smash Brothers is coming to the Switch, a new Smash Brothers game, and it's coming out this year. Aside from that, we don't know anything aside from the fact that the Splatoon squids, the blue dude and the orange girl, are both going to become new playable characters in the game. We see the two of them shooting each other with their ink guns. And then the flaming, like almost like hardcore, like the apocalypse is coming. Massive flaming Smash Brothers symbol appears behind them with Link and Mario and a bunch of other characters just silhouetted in the background. I don't know if anybody's gone dived deep into trying to figure out who's in each of the silhouettes, but I'm
sure that's happened.
I'm sure it's happened, but I'm sure that like it just expect a lot of the mainstays probably of the Smash family, like Samus, Luigi, Donkey Kong, Pikachu, all those people, and more. Probably lots more will be coming, but that's all we've learned from the teaser.
Is there anyone
more to
you
come
would
at
like
E3
to see in the game?
Anyone who I'd like to see who hasn't been in it yet?
Sure.
It's a good question. I really can't think. Because the latest Smash had Cloud in it.
That's true.
Smash before that had Solid Snake. No Fastlane reaction stream tomorrow, unfortunately. I'm going to a card tournament tomorrow for the new Dragon Ball Super card game, and I don't know when I'll be home. Plus, I have work, and I'm probably going to be going to bed, not even watching Fastlane as it's happening. I'll probably end up watching Fastlane Monday night.
Same.
So sorry guys. Maybe for WrestleMania if I'm not going to a WrestleMania party or something. We'll see. Anyway, who would I like to see in Smash Brothers? I'm trying to think. Trying to think of Nintendo characters haven't been in. Bayonetta got put into Smash Brothers, didn't she?
I have no idea.
Bayonetta, I guess. I don't even play Bayonetta, but I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Why? Did you have anybody in mind?
No.
No?
Just trying to think off the top of my head now of anyone I'd like to see in it. And I can't think of anyone. But I've heard some people saying that they want to see some random people, and I'm just trying to think of who could they add to this game. Maybe Hammer Bro?
I don't know. Maybe Birdo?
God.
Yes, put Birdo in Smash.
You know who I'm not sure has been in Smash or not?
Who?
Waluigi.
No, I think he has.
Wario has.
Wario and Waluigi, I think, have both been in there.
Big stupid wins.
Nope. We're not saying that. Nope. No. You know who I would?
The thing that made Joey Ryan famous.
You know who would be an interesting addition? Old Donkey Kong. Old man Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Donkey Kong.
Let's see, Donkey Kong and Princess Zorlo. God.
All right. Anyway.
Ooh.
Okay.
Here's a nice deep cut. Mike Tyson from Punch Out.
Yeah, if you could pay Mike Tyson the royalties. I know Little Mac has been in there.
Exactly.
Maybe get his trainer. His trainer in the pink jumpsuit.
Yeah, it's possible.
Even though he doesn't do anything. Or maybe get somebody from that game, like one of the other boxers that you have to fight.
Yeah.
What was it? Like Glass Joe was the first guy you fought.
Glass Joe.
Because he had a glass jaw.
Anyway.
All right. Anyway, the final bit of news we have, guys, as you all know, I love to play me some PUBG, some PlayerUnknown Battleground here on the Twitch stream. It's pretty much the only game I play at the moment. While he makes an Alexa Bliss pose, I'm going to tell you about the fact that PUBG, PlayerUnknown himself, has announced that a roadmap for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds for 2018, and it includes 2 new maps. They announced 2 new maps are coming to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, one of which is going to be a 4x4 kilometer map, which is half the size of the current 2 maps, which are 8 kilometer by 8 kilometer, and it is a jungle map, a jungle island map with a little bit of topography and a little bit of a mountain. Not so much in the way of complexes and villages or cities, but lots of tree cover and all that stuff. It's going to be very interesting. It's designed to get games to go faster, get people fighting, be in a more contained space and fight more. So it'll be interesting. I'm very excited to give that a shot. And then they announced that they're also coming out with another regular sized 8 kilometer by 8 kilometer map, but they haven't revealed any other details aside from the fact that they're making it. Myself and a lot of other people are just predicting or just shooting the breeze and saying that it's probably going to be a Arctic or snow map, because you've got a jungle map, You've got you've got a desert map. You've got your regular, like foresty, like suburban kind of map. I was gonna say, what's the name of the type of forest that grow around here? There's a special word. I can't remember it. So now, like, snow and an Arctic map also makes sense. You could have some really cool stuff going on with snowy weather, blizzards that come in and out that maybe reduce visibility.
Maybe do something like the Himalayas or something.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. So that's what we're believing. But in addition to the new maps, they also announced they are coming out with an emote reel. Emote wheel where you can bring it up and you can pick different emotes, which is cool. I mean, every other game has it. Some people are like, oh, it's taking away the seriousness from PUBG, but all video games have emote stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's not a big deal. They're also promised new guns, new vehicles will be coming, more customizations for your characters. We don't know if that's like aesthetic customizations you can make to your character, or like, oh, more stuff is coming in boxes, which you may have to pay keys for, or not. And I believe that was everything that they laid out. They're also adding, working with their ballistic system to have a limb and vehicle bullet penetration. So if you shoot into a vehicle, your bullet might actually penetrate through the door and hit a person and deal damage to them. Also, if you shoot somebody in the arm, the bullet might go through the arm and into their torso to deal more damage, or through their leg or their arm and into the person behind them.
Interesting.
They're also going to be putting in achievements, which will be cool. Fixing up their in-game friends list, which I was actually just bringing this up on a stream before. I was talking about how, like with your friends list, if anybody's in a game, they don't show up in your friends list. They only show up if they're in their lobby, and just not playing a game, which is like
annoying.
Like 0.5% of all the time you are playing PUBG. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to have an in-games friends list. They're gonna try to implement squad voice chat in the game, so that way you don't have to, if you don't have a Discord server or somewhere to do TeamSpeak, you can actually talk with your squad in the game. They're also going to be making changes to third-person, first-person animation systems to make animations more smooth. They're going to make the parachuting system better, making it easier to parachute and whatnot. They're going to do some other kind of optimizations and stuff like that as far as sounds and gameplay. They're going to try to make more interesting sounds, like if you step in a puddle, movement. Also, like if you're driving a vehicle and you hit a puddle, or you're driving on roads, like you'll hear the sound of like the water like running off the undercarriage of the car and stuff like that, which would be cool. Also, they want to change the sound system for when somebody's moving around based on the gear you have. So like if you have a couple guns on your back, you'll hear the guns rustling around. If you have the pan on your backside, you could hear the pan maybe like making noise and moving around and shuffling, which is interesting because people will be able to learn that, and not only will they be able to know, okay, this person's in the area, you can be like, okay, this person's in the area, and they've got a pan, or they're wearing a level 3 helmet, because I can hear the metal of the visor of the level 3 helmet, or I can hear another gun on their back, so they've got 2 guns, or something like that, so be very interesting. Or maybe you hear the grenade pins, like, jostling about, so that's very interesting.
Or maybe you could tell it's Edge or Christian, because you could hear the kazoos.
Yep, that too. So that's all that. They're also looking and revamping their replay system, in addition to making more changes to make the game more esports friendly, which is interesting, considering that esports for PUBG has grown in the last couple months. People want to see it be an esports game, even though the randomness doesn't exactly cater to it being a very esports friendly game. They want to work to make it more esports friendly. They are looking to put in new game types. They want to add some new changes to custom games to allow people to have more fun with custom games, and they also want to make more updates along the lines of the roadmap to keep their community more informed on what's going on in the game. And in addition to all of that stuff, there was also a data mine leak of one of the things that seems to be coming soon to PUBG, which is new vehicles, new weapon skins. So it looks like you might be able to pull weapon skins possibly from crates or whatever and apply like a snow thing. They had like a 1-year anniversary skin that could go on a Scar, which maybe it might be a thing you can get in a loot in a box or a crate when it hits 1 year, which I think will be April. which is coming up. Or it might be something that if once your character hits a year, your account hits a year, maybe you get that skin. Maybe it's part of a pack. Also, like a couple new things of clothing and stuff like that. So it's all very interesting stuff, very exciting. Like, just got a huge dump of PUBG news this week, and it makes me so excited. And I'm looking forward to actually getting more communication from the PUBG team on what they're actually doing and what they're actually up to.
Yeah.
So.
And Big Stupid, I don't think that'd be fair because that'd be a bulletproof area.
That's not nice. Stop with that. Do you have anything to add?
I'm tired.
Okay. You're tired, so I think that's going to do it for us here on Super Grapple Bros. We got to get out of here. I got to do some work in about 20 minutes, so then I got another shift in about 2 hours, so we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for coming by and watching. If you caught us live, if you did not catch us live, we also appreciate you for watching or listening, but you can find us live on Twitch at twitch.tv/L_Murpho. You can get involved in the chat like Big Stupid, like Cam, like Bowling Dude did today, like lots of other people do every single week. Join in on the conversation. You can also watch us there on demand at twitch.tv/L_Murpho. You can also find us video on demand 24 hours after every stream on YouTube. That is youtube.com /real Elmurpho Real. Elmurpho Real. So youtube.com/ElMurphoReal. Go there. You'll find us 24 hours after the fact. So these predictions may be coming a little too close to Fastlane if you guys are catching us on YouTube, but maybe you watch it right before or right as it's happening, or maybe you can watch us on Monday and be like, ha, these guys were wrong. They had no idea. It was amazing watching Carmella
first ever WWE championship.
And Carmella cashing in and taking the championship off of Charlotte a month early.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Carmella cashing in and taking the title off of Bobby Roode, but okay.
Yeah, that too. That was also going to be a really cool thing that they can look back and saying. So that's Elmurpho Real, youtube.com/Elmurpho Real. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, comment over there. You can catch us in audio form on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and lots of other places where you can find podcasts and listen to them. Do not forget,
review, and subscribe.
It's very important that you rate and review over there because we are not officially rated yet as a podcast on iTunes. And once you're officially rated, more people can find you and see you. So if you give us those lovely, lovely little ratings on Super Grapple Bros over on iTunes, we will be forever in your metaphorical debt. Mm-hmm. So also, if you'd like to get in touch with us and can't do so via chat or comment, you can also do two other things that can get you in touch with us. You can email us at supergrappleBros@gmail.com. You can send us trivia, topic ideas, questions, any concerns, criticisms, feedback, any kind of feedback or things that maybe you would like to see on the show. You can let us know there. You can also let us know in my personal Discord server, which is the El Murpho Discord server. You can find a link for that in the description of every YouTube video, as well as you can find it on my Twitch profile. You can join up on there, and if you have any questions, topics, conversation, things you'd like us to cover or talk about, go ahead. There is a channel in that Discord server that's about Super Grapple Bros discussion. Yep. And last but not least, if you want to know when we go live, we normally go live on a Friday or Saturday of every single week, but because we have full-time jobs and other commitments, sometimes those schedules aren't set in stone. They fluctuate. As you know from today, from this episode, we just went real quick in the very smallest of windows we had. So we tweeted about it. You can find out when we go live by following us on Twitter. I am at L_Murpho.
DMurph_42.
And with all of that finally said, all that housekeeping out of the way, we are done with the podcast. So we are going to our final thing, which is our kayfabe news article of the week.
And that is WrestleMania pre-show to begin immediately following Fastlane.
Can't wait.
Yep.
Can't wait. With how long it was last year, I am not surprised. Can't wait. I am very much excited for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that will feature 200 people, and every single elimination will take 5 hours.
And Curtis Axel will not get eliminated because he will not get into the match in time.
Always duplicated, though.
Mm-hmm.
Never eliminated. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We are taking off. Peace. Deuces. The Deucey Deuce. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Bye. Blah. Blah.
Shut up and sit down.